us rebuild our church for nothing more than a place to sleep at night.
I don't trust him. It's just you don't know anything about him.
I'm not gonna turn a man in need away. I don't care what's behind you, as long as you don't bring it with you. You understand?
I understand.
I was hoping our town would be too meager for General Bork.
Maybe he's just passing through.
If a man won't go to the devil will come to him.
I ain't giving myself to any of you.
You say one more word, I'll break every bone in your goddamn body. $10 for the virgin.
This is when we go, girl.
Please help us.
I believe you're hiding a couple prisoners that belong to me. Back it up, boys. I've had enough of this town.
How are you still alive?
I don't know.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna slow him down.
What the hell kind of a man comes back from the dead to save a couple of worthless whores?
My guardian angel.
I'm no angel.
You the preacher?
You looking to get baptized?
There's nothing in this church that belongs to you, other than the sin you brought in.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Guns of Redemption, arriving in theaters as well as on demand on March 7th. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds World of the World. Joining me to talk all things Guns of Redemption is the director, Brian Skiba. How are you, sir?
Good. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. So Guns of Redemption, I read online in some of your other interviews, it's all about the script. What was it about this script that grabbed your attention and made it be your next project?
I mean, it was the fact that it was bad guys who are good and good guys who are bad. I mean, I think it's a classic it's a classic device of Westerns. You look at Unforgiven, you look at Pale Rider, you look at things like that, the spaghetti Westerns, Sergio Leone. It's taking guys who are bad guys, but are trying to find some sort of redemption in their life, some sort of, trying to find some sort of meaning, to their lives. And they've done horrible things. They've had horrible things done to them. And, and I think that's what drew me to this script, was that it was just like, it was that classic Western. And I had a good friend of mine, because I'd done another Western based on a comic book. So it was very out there, weird stuff. And he was like, hey man, that was cool, but how about you do a straight Western? So, I was like, all right, let's do it. So the chance at doing a straight Western was, especially one that fits that model so well, was intriguing.
Wonderful. Let's give a shout out to the writer, Keith Merrill, as well, that put this together for you. So you take it as your project. What was it like putting this one together? Let's talk about casting Casper Van Dien and Jeff Fahey, Sean Astin, some of the great cast members you have involved with this.
So when Jamie Thompson, the producer on the show, brought the project to me, he said that he was already considering Casper, and I was like, great. I've worked with Casper before. He and I get along very well. We're good friends, and Casper is a phenomenal actor. I mean, he really puts it all out there. He really is just one of those guys that does everything to make the role believable and real, and so to have that already, like, going for it was great. And then we went to Casper's agent, Jeff Goldberg, and was like, well, who else is available? And so he mentioned Fahey, and I was like, man, I love Fahey. Grindhouse is one of my favorite films, and and his barbecue character is iconic. I was like, yeah, let's get Jeff in this thing, and then we started brainstorming that kind of third name, so to say, and Sean's name came up, and we were like, man, if he's willing to do it, let's get him on board. And he read the script and was just like, I'm in. I love this. And so So yeah, man, we ended up with three iconic, three iconic actors in this thing, and then we surrounded them with some was just phenomenal actors. You don't always get that lucky when you start dealing with supporting cast. Supporting cast is not, sometimes you cast somebody who thinks going to be amazing, and it's like, oh man, didn't happen. But this one, all the supporting cast was great. We had Siena, we had Kaitlyn, we had these people come in, Liz, that just really just put it out there for us. And I think really that's because of Casper and Fahey and Sean, their drive to make something amazing and really just, putting it all on the line, pulled these supporting actors into something, and they as well started just putting it all out there. And that's refreshing also,
Definitely. Those young women have to step up next to, Casper towards like the latter half of the film and kind of really give that drive. So well done there in that department. But going back, yeah, Rudy, man, Sean Astin, love him. I'm a Goonie forever, but he was also our Rudy. But fit right there as this priest that also kind of, helps Casper as his character is transitioning from what he became, but then this happens. Obviously, I don't want to spoil for the people. Then for the latter half of the film, and then maybe find a way there. What was that like? Were you a kind of closet nerd? Hey, man, I actually have a Goonie on the set here working with me. What was that like? And seeing Sean kind of play that role.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we all grew up watching Goonies. I mean, that was my favorite movie as when it came out at that time, and probably watched it 100 times. I mean, it's iconic, but the cool thing about Sean is there's no ego. The guy's just a beautiful human, and walked in the room, and we looked at each other, and he immediately came over and just gave me a big hug, and was just he really is Rudy. He really is just a sweet person, and just I'm honored that I know him, that I can call him friend, and because he really is one of the gems on this earth. And so yeah, there was definitely those moments where it's like, hey man, but at the same point, it was just great to work with somebody, that I looked up to a lot of my life.
Love it, love it. So I'm looking at 5150 action on the cap. What was it like putting some of the action scenes together in this? We even see Rudy working a gun. Excuse me, Sean Astin. we got Casper working, some pistols. Jeff is rocking a shotgun. You even have a character named Shotgun. What was it like, living the Western dream? You said you've done a kind of a sort of sci-fi Western before. What was it like putting, in production, working with horses, kind of, having fun doing a Western while you're in production?
Westerns are by far, I think, in my opinion, one of the hardest movies to make. You just got so many different facets to deal with. You got, horses, guns, kids, and I mean, it's just like everything that, the film, when I went to film school, the teachers were like, don't do this because it's hard. We did, and it's just, and that's the thing, but that's what gets me excited. That's what gets me out of bed is to get up and go, man, I'm gonna go do a shootout today. I mean, that's fun. And so we had a good time. I mean, the stunt coordinator, James Logan's a very close friend of mine. We've done probably 4 or 5 films together. And so he brought a great team in, and Casper does all his own stunts. He was like, we couldn't get him off the horse. We're like, Casper, you want to do all his scenes on the horse. He loved that horse. But it was just, it's fulfilling because you not only are you filming, but you accomplish something that's hard. You got horses, you got guns, you got actors, you got kids, you got everything running around, and to put it all together and create something called art is very fulfilling.
Well done. When I was looking at this film, I had to remind myself, the Western wasn't just, classic Westerns are like Death Valley, nothing but sand and dirt. There was some greenery here. I was curious where you all shot this, because there is a lot of greenery where a lot of situations are happening. Can you tell me about, that, the time period, the setting, and kind of like where all of this kind of takes place?
Yeah, I mean, this was Southern Kentucky. And so, I mean, the story, Keith wrote a story about post-Civil War. However, the initial script was still a dusty Western. I think it was based in Utah, actually, because Keith is from Utah. And yet when I read it, I was, we were like, well, I'm already filming another movie in Kentucky, another Western that hasn't come out yet. It'll come out later this year. I'm already filming that one. Let's just do this one right afterwards, same locations, because it makes sense. It was like, it's a Civil War story. Kentucky was right in the dead heart of the Civil War. A lot of our locations actually in the movie are Civil War sets, that are not sets, but battlefields, Battle of Munfordville. And so it just made sense. And when we were initially there, we were there in the wintertime filming the other movie. And as we got to the end of it, spring hit, and the winter there is very unique because everything's dead and it looks very desolate. And then spring hit and everything turned green within like 4 days. I mean, it was just like, boom, green. And grass grew 3 feet and everything changed. And so we ended up with this very green, picturesque movie, which for a Western, everybody's used to, like you said, the dusty Western, but I think this is fitting for the story. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I didn't want to say it as a knock, or I hope it didn't come off as a knock, but it just, the Old West, everything was still very, there's areas. So, I was curious about that and how it played with that. Having, shot this and it's now coming to everybody on March 7th in theaters as well as on demand. What has it been like, this journey of putting this together and with the cast, and have they had the chance to check this out as well?
I actually don't know who's watched it.
No premiere for everybody?
No, we didn't. We're not doing a formal premiere. Everybody's spread out and working, and everybody's on different shows, and it just wasn't going to work out. I know they're doing. Well, I guess I take that back. In Kentucky, they're actually doing a formal premiere. Unfortunately, a lot of us won't be able to attend, but yeah, I don't know if Shout has shared it with anybody else, but I'm excited for them to watch it, and I'm excited to get their feedback. I know Casper's planning a theater day in Florida that some people might be able to attend or something, which could be fun for a lot of fans. So
awesome. Well, I know everybody wants to get their Western fix, and this will be one way they can do it. So thank you for helping us with that fix that we need when we need our Westerns. It was a fun ride, and it was cool seeing all these people that I know and appreciate from past work do their thing. And thank you, Brian, for your time to talk about it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Definitely. I'm going to put your links in the below and let people know how they can check out Guns of Redemption, but also you kind of left out there that you have some other projects on the way. Is there any way we can follow you, support you, and maybe throw some love as those come very soon?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm all over Instagram is my main thing. So if you want to go on Instagram, it's Brian_Skiba. And check it out. I mean, we're gonna have a major announcement next week for the other Western I did. So it's Nick Cage, Stephen Dorff, and Heather Graham. So just another all-star cast and another fun shoot 'em up Western. So
awesome. Well, when that comes along, I'd love to have you back and give you your virtual flowers to talk about that one. But thank you for your time, Brian, and congratulations on Guns of Redemption. Again, everybody, in theaters, on demand, March 7th from Shout Studios. All my love to Shout. They always help me out and show love to my fellow filmmakers. Brian Skiba, I'm Kuya P. Nerds Rule the World.
thank you.
There's a cut. Thank you. All right, I've requested, and I think I'm recording. Awesome.
Okay, and let me push record. Whenever we're ready, I'll push record. Okay. All right, we have Brian here. We have Patrick here. Let me push record and mute my video and sound.
Awesome. Thank you, Tom. And hello, Brian. It's a pleasure to chat with you.
Hey, Patrick. Good to meet you.
Pleasure. Pronouncing your last name, Skiba?
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome. I appreciate that. All right, sir. So I think I have about 10, 15 with you. Is good?
Yeah, for sure.
Wonderful. All right. So I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 count on my end to help me with my edit because I'm putting the trailer right in front of this. All right. Hitting record and we'll get right to it, sir. We're already recording. Never mind. We're recording. We're good. Yeah, let's rock and roll. Here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes,
you know
sir.
Thank
you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
Nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like Nerds Rule the World. Like, I want more black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nerds rule.
Love it.
It's your boy Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
They rule the world all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.